But today, you will come to know that how you can get access to the corridors of the top employers. To discuss the same, we have with us today Manik Kataria. Manik Kataria is alumnus of UBS, is an international and national level prize winner, having won over 30 awards in UK and India combined, and adorns multiple hats, for he is also a TV personality, anchor, content editor, patent holder, published researcher, marketer, and mechanical and automation engineer. He is an expert orator who has interviewed the CEOs and managing director of FBI, HBO, Bloomberg, Pepsi, Hotstar, Reliance, Patanjali, and many others on cameras, and have been featured live on national television's daily debate shows such as NDTV's We the People by Barkha Dutt, India Questions by Dr. Roy, and The Big Fight by Vikram Chandra. Manik has also interviewed the likes of the Sachin Tendulkar, Shah Rukh Khan, Karan Johar, and Member of Parliament, government cabinet ministers for NDTV, Times Now, and CNBC without being associated with journalism of any kind. Manik has always been passionate about addressing mass media, giving presentations, and engaging in debates over burning issues, and leaves no stone unturned when it comes to engaging with people. Having worked alongside Arnab Goswami during his stint at Times Now and then with Shireen Bhan at CNBC TV 18, CNN, now he's contributing in advertising marketing space across international waters at Disney, Global News, Cartoon Network, National Geographic, etc. TV channels straight from Canada. Here too, he rubs shoulder with Canadian government, cabinet ministers, Council Journal of India, and celebrities of international acclaim, while still attending to his passion and hobbies of anchoring, reading, gardening, and even knitting. So we welcome Manik uh, for the today session. Manik, hand over to you.
Hi guys, can you see me and can you hear me first of all?
Yes.
Perfect. All right. Thank you so much for that elaborate welcome, Rahul. It means a lot. Uh, this is certainly an amazing opportunity. Once again, I had this opportunity to give back to my alma mater. I don't know how much of a wisdom I can impart, but I will certainly try my level best. And to all the students out there who are a part of this session right now, uh, please feel free to ask as many questions as you can, and I will try my best to cover them all. I will keep this session very, very different than what you might have attended till now. And how so is what I will actually present to you and let you know. So allow me to share my screen and then I will begin. All right, let's start. Perfect. So I just asked myself when Tarun sir reached out to me that he wants me to give this lecture to you guys. I asked myself, how can I give any kind of a lecture to the students, considering even I too have been a student just like you a few years down ago, basically. As of now, because of the COVID situation, you guys are not even at the campus, whereas I was at the campus from day one. So I lived the entire UBS's campus life and attended all the sessions and lectures. And I was a complete pure fresher, straight out of my graduation from my engineering. My final semester exams had finished in June, and just after 1.5 months, I believe, in by first week of August, my MBA session started at UBS. So I was a pure raw fresher, much like most of you who are there attending the session right now. And so this was in 2014 when my MBA began at UBS. Uh, and now I have like a good, I believe, what, 5-6 years of minimum work experience. So it's not like I have achieved a lot or I have the best of the pearls of wisdom, so to speak, to share with you guys. So I thought, what can I do different? What can I impart to you guys that might seem encouraging to you? And what you might not know already, what can I share? Or what do I bring on the table? So I thought, let me not give you any kind of pearls of wisdom. Rather, I want to take you through my MBA UBS journey. And then once my entire presentation is over, I leave it to you guys to decide whether this journey was fruitful, whether it was something really inspiring or encouraging or not, whether it has been a successful journey or not. It is completely an open-ended uh, concept, so to say. So I will leave it to you. To begin my statement, you've already seen me now, and let me start presenting. So this is the person you're talking to. Pardon my haircut. I recently went bald for a look that I'm sporting. All right. So when any Harvey Specter fans out there, I wish I could hear you guys. But this is something I relate to the most, not to the person, but what's written on the screen. When I came to UBS as well for my MBA, I did not really have dreams per se. I had a list of very specific goals that I wanted to achieve, and I was hell bent adamant about them. I was just one side focused that I have to achieve these goals, and that's it. I, I, my approach to my upcoming next 2, 3 years was very different than many other students who would have started their MBA. So the list of goals that I had, I will share that list with you. If you guys can just, mentally read this list, how do you, if I have to ask any one of you, how do you define what success is, whether you are successful or not? Is it being able to purchase one of the most expensive cars, having a mansion of a house, being happy in whatever situation you are, having your peace of mind, or maintaining some kind of a balance of all of these parameters? How does one define success per se? And there is no one size fit all kind of a thing. That is what I believe. Everybody has their own opinion. So this is where I thought to myself that, all right, I will simply share my journey and leave it to you guys to decide whether I have been successful or not. If you ask me, these 12 pointers is what my ultimate goal list was when I just started my UBS journey. I thought if I get at least half of these wishes come true, I will consider that yes, I have arrived, probably that I am happy or I have achieved success to an extent or not. All of us have some dreams and desires and wishes, right? But have you ever asked yourself how many of those wishes actually do come true? Whether is it just 5, 10%, half, 50%, 100%? Do you overachieve your wishes as well and start curating more and more wishes to complete and fulfill? Everybody has their own journey. These 12 pointers were what I had in mind, and I, since the day one my MBA at UBS started, these were the only goals that initially I had, that this is what I wanted out of my UBS journey. And to let you all know, I had enrolled myself for UBS's dual degree program, which was Cardiff's MBA as well as PGPM at UBS. So the dual degree one. I'm not sure how many of you are in that program now. It was a, I believe, 15 months program, so just barely 1 year program instead of the typical 2 year MBA program, which again all other colleges and UBS also provides. I went for this 1 year program, and these were the pointers that I wanted to achieve. So let's go one by one and see how many of these wishes I was able to fulfill. The very first, so once I started researching about UBS during my admission, I got to know about, among a lot of other parameters, how UBS was very different than many other colleges. And one was this earn while you learn program. So this is like how most colleges and universities outside India also provide you an opportunity that you have this platform where you can work part-time hours for the college. It can be related to the kind of specialization or the subjects you might be taking months down the line as well, or something very different. The college provides your platform to hone your other skills and make the most out of it. And in many of those platforms, even the college pays you some amount as well. So UBS was following this earn while you learn program, and I told myself, because I was a complete raw fresher, much like most of you, I told myself that my aim is to gain work experience as soon as possible and as much as possible, so that by the time I pass out, I complete my MBA, I I can say that I am no more a fresher. I wanted to have that edge over other candidates when I went out in the job market. And this Earn While You Learn program, this initiative by UBS was one such thing. So I wanted to enroll for this. I applied, and we started this working towards it. And let's see what then happened. The very first wish, I was a part of this Earn While You Learn program. A few of us students, along with the management of the college, started this company ELC, Experiential Learning Corporation, or ExcoLearn Private Limited. It's a proper registered legal company in the college now, where most of your students can now take part and contribute to the college as well as to your own skill sets. It has a lot of benefits, and while I kept working, this is where I finally reached. 6 months down the line, working under the same banner, working for the college while doing my own studies as well. I climbed the ladder and I was promoted by Tarun Singh Anand, Tarun sir, so to speak. And this is the level that we finally reached. So all of you also have this opportunity of being the VP of your own so and so department. You get to have a fancy thing on your resume. You get to share, basically when you are out in the market applying for jobs, you can actually boast that you are no longer a fresher, and that you do have work experience as well now. So this, being a part of ExcoLearn, taught me a lot, gave me massive skill sets, and certainly gave me that edge, which I will you will see as we move along with my presentation. So first wish fulfilled. Second wish, while I was researching again for the UBS's, the kind of college it is, I saw there were a lot of students who were taking some CEO interviews as well. So I also wanted to do the same, because I've always been somebody who wants to come on camera and take part, interview people, or give some kind of presentations here and there. So I wanted to do the same as well. And because UBS provided that platform when I started working for ELC, this is the department that I wanted to be a part of. And here too, Tarun sir gave me a challenge. Till now, what used to happen was the management of the college would invite the big shot CEOs to the college, and they would allow some student or the other to interview them. For some reason, I don't know what or why, Tarun sir asked me that in your case, I want to try an experiment. I want you to first start inviting CEOs out of your own network and your hard work. Whosoever you invite, you get to interview. Give it a shot if you can. I took it up as a challenge, and let you know again, I was a complete fresher, straight out of my graduation. I did not even know a website such as LinkedIn existed back then. I didn't even have an account. Pure fresher, no knowledge of the corporate world. I asked myself, how can I reach out to the big shot CEOs of the companies? How can I invite them? Why would they listen to a random student fresher? But I took it up as a challenge. I opened an account on LinkedIn, that job networking website, if you're aware. I went crazy networking on it. And the result, you can see, if you can guys can see the screen, if you simply now type my name, Manik Kataria, or type Universal Business School on YouTube, you can actually see all of these videos. Every single video that you see here, all of these CEOs and managing directors, they have all been invited by me to the college. I interviewed them. They have conducted session with the students and faculty alike, much like now I am conducting this session with you, just that session was face to face, in person. The biggest of achievement of them all, the first video that you can see, the director of FBI, yes, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, he too flew all the way from Washington, came to India, came to Universal Business School on literally purely my own invitation. I reached out to him on LinkedIn. I explained him the entire concept, and this gentleman flew all the way from Washington to UBS on his own expenses. Mind you, all of these CEOs have come to college on their own expenses. UBS has never sponsored any of the CEOs. We have never paid any of the guests. They come out of their own goodwill. And imagine this esteemed person, the director of FBI, is flying all the way. overseas, like he's traveling across oceans, coming to India for the first time in his life, all on a mere invitation of a random student, of a fresher student of a college. How often can that happen? Just ask yourself. And how did it even happen? Can this happen? I did not have any relatives or friends in US that you're thinking, oh, I might have used some references. Nothing. This is how you go about networking with people. More video snapshots. Simply type the name on YouTube and you can see all of these big shot CEOs, and all of them have come to UBS. You can see the banner and the room. Once you start attending the campus in person, once the situation stabilizes of the COVID-19, you will actually see this room where I have interviewed all of these CEOs as well. So it's not like a Photoshop thing, but literally something that happened in the college itself. So I started inviting all the big shot CEOs and managing directors of the big companies. They came to college, we interviewed them. Basically, whatever roles and responsibilities of mine were as part of heading the global CEO series division under Excolearn ELC. So I'm pretty sure this team is still running in the college. Please enroll yourself for the same. It will give you that boost that all of you will need, will be most helpful. All right. So this is what happened. The third wish was I wanted to go to the Cardiff University to UK. So this is something all of the students who have enrolled for the Cardiff program, at least, they have this opportunity where what happens is Cardiff University sponsors one student of from every single partner college of theirs. They take care of all of that person's expenses, and the student gets to travel to the Cardiff University in UK for a few days. All of their expenses are covered. You get to have an amazing experience there, learn about how considering because you're studying the same course, you're getting the degree of the Cardiff. The university just wants to let you know how your life would have been different, or what are the similarities had you simply done in-person MBA from Cardiff than going to the partner college of UBS, or the same way UBS, Cardiff also has partner colleges in every other country as well. So only one student per partner college is selected. UBS conducts a very strict, fair selection process for the same, as high as even the director, founder, and chairman is also involved in the selection process. I was also a part of that, of the nominations of the students who were considered for this, and finally I got selected. So this is my short video that I shot from UK, from Cardiff's University directly. You can actually see this video too. I was that one student who was finally selected throughout the nomination process. I got to travel to UK all on their own expenses. It was literally a life-changing experience. How and whatnot you will again see once I move forward with the presentation. So these are just a few glimpses from my days that I spent at Cardiff University. Amazing time we had there. So if all of you who are part of the Cardiff MBA, this is another something great opportunity for all of you to strive for. And mind you, to be selected, you do not have to be you do not have to be basically just a topper in your subjects. I was not. I was a very average student in studies. You just have to have a complete wholesome profile, which basically means average enough, at least in your academics, being very active in extracurricular activities, because UBS as a concept also gives a lot of weightage to a wholesome personality development. So this is what they also look forward in every other candidate and nominate for this process too. So be good in academics, have no disciplinary issues whatsoever, be very active in your extracurricular activities, be outspoken, share your views, take a stand, contribute to the college as much as possible you can, a wholesome profile in every way. So the selection parameters are very strict with that. I strongly urge you, please start your journey towards this as well, all those who are at least Cardiff students. Just a few glimpses. Also, this is the Madame Tussauds Museum that I'm sure most of you would know what this is. This is again in London. So I visited that as well. Just a few glimpses of the same. All right. What was the next wish, the desire? All right. So when I was researching about Universal Business School, I also got to know about Tarun sir's basically. So If there is any document that you can have which holds even more value than probably your MBA degree, I would say it is this document. So the acronym that you see on your screen right now, it basically stands for Tarun Singh Anand's Letter of Appreciation. I'm pretty sure you know who Tarun Singh Anand is, right? This is that most esteemed, precious document that any of you, any student can strive to get. This is the hardest to come by uh, letter that you can have in your entire MBA journey, so to speak. And to get this, you really have to be very, very different than all other students. You have to be out there proving your skill sets in every single thing. If you get this document, there is literally absolutely no doubt at all that you will do wonders in your corporate life, and you will crack one of the best job offers. You will have pretty much what you have always wanted. This Getting this letter is just a sure shot testimony that yes, you are on the right track. Because for I was doing be it ELC. By the way, I was also conducting weekend classes in UBS to teach students some kind of tips and tricks on their personality development, helping students who are not really strong in their English communication. So if you think that 6 days a week studying, taking, being attending all of these MBA classes, and then long assignments that your professors might be giving you, and there's so many videos and content to watch along at the same time, you think if 6 days is a stretch and that you need that one day off, sorry, you have come to the wrong place and the wrong phase of your life. Where you are right now, you have to be on your tips, on your toes throughout. Why I'm telling you this is how I made myself different. So 6 days, of course, I was also busy with all the classes and assignments. Besides that, all any available minute that I had, I was also engaged networking with all those CEOs and managing directors. Just to give you a little ratio, I would reach out to about 500 of those CEOs through LinkedIn. I would send 500 messages, out of which only 100 would actually get viewed by that CEO, because CEOs do not really have the time to open up the messages from anybody. Barely 100 would get viewed. Out of those 100, barely 50 be would actually even reply to me that, "Oh, okay, thank you for this offer." Out of those 50, barely 10 would actually acknowledge your reply and then engage in a conversation that yes, this is a good opportunity, I would like to know more. Barely 3 or 5 would end in probably a phone call discussion of the same, where you would try to basically sell the entire concept of bringing them to the college, and just one or two would be most interested in coming, and that is when you try to schedule their visit to the college. So imagine, to reach these numbers, I had to daily send invitations to 50s and hundreds of CEOs, hunt their contact details down, reach out to them, send them messages, track it. This is all also something that I was doing besides my MBA studies time. So after my classes would get over, after I'm done with assignments, this is that activity that I was heavily involved, along with so many other extracurriculars that would happen in the college. So if you think just attending your classes and finishing and submitting assignments is enough, sorry, that will just not cut it, especially in the highly competitive world that we are in right now, with the population in India and so much of the cutthroat competition. You have to be out there by hook and crook. Try not crook with methods, of course. So, and that Sundays, when you think Sunday is the time when you want to relax and recuperate, always remember there is one student who is not resting as much as you are, who is making the most of that free time on a Sunday as well. I was doing it for sure, and the difference is what you will see as we move along with the presentation. So this document is also testimony that whatever I was doing probably was also on the right track. This is that document that you will see that I was finally able to get. Barely, I think 3 or 5 students maximum of the entire batch strength of the college are able to get this appreciation letter from the chairman founder of the college, Tarun Singh Anands. If you get this, hats off, kudos to you guys, you are on the right track. So this another wish I would say fulfilled. All right, Next desire was, as you had seen in my goal list, I wanted to get placed as soon as possible. And if possible, I wanted to enter my dream firm, my dream industry, the kind of job I wanted. And considering we were in Bombay, I, of course, I was also, completely rosy eyed. We all want to meet celebrities and whatnot. So you know Bombay is known for its film industry. At the same time, until now I'd never met any, so this was also like a dormant dream of mine to get a job, get in my dream industry. Oh, by the way, my dream industry and firms were any of the media companies, so television, movies, and entertainment. So I thought if I can get an entry in any kind of those companies, would be another dream yet fulfilled. Why I say get placed ASAP. And so this is another testimony of the reasoning behind why I went even for the Cardiff program 1 year MBA instead of a 2 year MBA. See, India does not have um, a dearth of, I would say, colleges, of MBA colleges, so to speak. Even there are hundreds and thousands of colleges, and you could have chosen any other college too. That how UBS brings any difference is almost all of the colleges in India, they provide you that typical 2 year MBA where you have to mug up lots and lots of content, mug up all those thick books, and vomit all the stuff out in your examinations. This way of studying has been done to death. How UBS was demarcating itself was it started offering 1 year MBA, then a 2 year MBA. As of now, I believe there are just about 3 or 5 such colleges in India that are actually actively providing such courses now. Back when I took the admission, there was just three. There was ISB Hyderabad, there was UBS, and following on the footsteps of UBS, there was another one college, I believe Myra or something. Of course, there are executive MBA programs too, which are of 1 year, but those are for executive people, people who have at least 5 years of experience. For a fresher, getting such kind of a program was not really that easy, especially if you wanted to do that same in India. So UBS was differentiating itself. It started giving this 1 year MBA, and I had this thing in mind. I just wanted to be out there in the corporate world, gain experience as soon as possible, and climb the ladder as soon as possible. See, I had already done a 4 year graduation in my as my BTech. So I was a mechanical and automation engineer. And I, of course, just like you would have, I too had my classmates from my school who had gone for a 2 or a 3 year graduation program instead of a 4 year graduation. So I thought I have already lost 1 year if I was competing with those friends of mine who went for a 2 or a 3 year graduation program. So I want to recover that up. How could I do that? And if I went for another 2 year program, that would have again put me back by 1 more year. I just wanted to be out there in the corporate world, earning money, climbing the ladder, being successful, how anybody would define at that time. So getting a 1 year MBA at UBS was another dream come true. It saved me a one whole year of my career's life. By the time now I would pass out, completing my 1 year MBA, compared to any person who went for a 2 year MBA, I was already 1 year ahead from that student. So this is the reason I went for even the Cardiff program. And when I went there, the only goal I had at that time was to get placed ASAP. Fortunately, because I was so active, of course, UBS brings a lot of companies to college for placements and jobs, and you have to make the most of that opportunity. I have never seen a placement team as active as the one there is at UBS. So please, please value the people who are doing their best to bring the best of the best companies to the college. They are arranging your interviews. Please, these are going to be your best friends for life. Value them. Whatever they ask of you, any steps that you have to reply to them, whatever they try to teach you, mock interviews, please pay full attention to those emails and communication that you receive from the placement team. These are the people who will make your life. And because I had this dream, the company came, and I got a job. I was actually one of the first few students in the UBS's in my batch of MBA who got placed. Uh, I got placed in an IT company, but see, now I will tell you how I was very different, because my goal was to get placed as soon as possible. I did not really care about which company or what the profile was, what the pay was. most of the professors believed I would be one of those students who would actually get one of the highest salary offers too. Who doesn't want that, right? But I did not wait for the highest offer to come. One of the very first few companies that came to the college, I sat for it. I got selected, and I just accepted the offer. So my MBA had started in August, and in February or March I got placed. So imagine, within 8 months, 7 months actually, of joining MBA, I already had a job offer in hand. I took that job. It was an IT company, not really a big shot company, not too high a package either, but I did not care, because how I saw it was, by the time other students wait to get another high offer job coming on their lap and accepting it, then there's not a chance, there's not full probability that they'll even get selected. I am already getting a job right now. I can start working right now and start gaining experience. So this way, I will even be further ahead than my existing competition too. By the time they start their jobs, I would have already had at least a couple of more months of experience, couple of more months of salary, more months of investments, more months of knowledge, and I would have completed an appraisal cycle of the company too. I was in that race. I just wanted to be ahead as much as possible. But I did not stop networking. I still kept on dreaming for my firm. And as I told you, my dream firm were any of the media companies. Do you identify the logos that you see on your screen right now? Do you know these TV channels? Times Now, ET Now, Movies Now, Romedy Now, Zoom. Basically, the Times company, which also has the Times of India newspaper, Bennett and Coleman. I did not stop networking. I came across a job vacancy at this company, again on LinkedIn. Why I'm telling you this is because I took up the job offer that UBS provided me, and I started working for that IT company. It was barely 2 months that I was working there, but I still, because I had not reached my dream firm, I did not give up. I kept on applying for jobs. I came across a vacancy of vacancy in this company. I applied, and to let you know, by the way, I was not even eligible for that vacancy. I just thought, this is my dream company. Eligible or not, I will give my best. I will shoot my resume. What is the worst that can happen? That they will not call me. All right, but at least I will not regret that I did not apply. How I landed up in this, my dream company, the entire details are in this book. This is a book that one of our batchmates, Raj Kattimani, wrote. So he's a very senior professional. He is a CA. He's a business entrepreneur. He's a very senior guy, and he was my classmate in Cardiff MBA too. Once you reach the campus, you will see this book available in UBS's library, Finding My Religion. He wrote this book about his UBS life, and the book is also available on Amazon and Flipkart if any of you want to read. And this guy was so gentleman or sweet enough, I would say, he devoted 2 full chapters in his book on me. So do you see the basically the bottom part of the picture? This is the picture of the chapter that begins talking about me. So for some reason, I don't know how or why, he was in some way either impressed, or he just wanted to cover me too, because by that time I had started contributing a lot to the college, those CEO interviews, and I was climbing my own ladder, and I was basically charting my own path. So he wanted to write about such a person on his book, and this is that book. If you want to actually read how I actually landed up in my dream company without even being eligible for that job, please just read this book, the 2 chapters on me, and you will understand. The entire details of the journey are there. All right. What is something I would ask any of you is, when you are in one job, what is the next big thing that you look forward to? Promotion, right? That you get promoted to a higher level, more salary, more benefits. Is there something even better than getting a promotion in a job? I would say yes, there is. And the only thing better than being promoted is being poached. Poached. The word is poached. It basically means that a competitor of the company that you're working for, they realize that you are doing a good job and they want to have you. Who is at that time when I was working, the biggest competition for the entire Times TV network was the Network 18, the company that owns the channels such as these. CNBC, CNN, IBN, Lokmat, Awaz, Bazaar, all the Colors TV channels, MTV Beats, all of these logos that you see on screen, all of these channels are owned by company Network 18. This is the biggest competition, or was the biggest competition back then for Times. Now this is the leading one, I would say. So the only thing better than a promotion was to be poached. And probably I was playing my cards right. I was very happy in my job at Times. I was not even looking for a job change. And guess what? The HR of this Network 18 saw my profile on LinkedIn, and the HR reached out to me directly saying that, because they saw my profile, how whatever I was contributing to the Times company, what my department and team I was in, they reached out to me saying they have a role available and if I would be interested for an interview. I was like, all right, why not? Not that I was unhappy in my job, but why not? You should always see what's out there for you in the market. So I went for the interview, first round with the HR, then next round with the senior vice president of the company. He liked me. He forwarded my profile to the entire marketing head of the entire West Indian part of the region. Third round of interview, and finally I was selected, and I got this job at this another company. And guess what? Times and Network 18, their offices are just adjacent to each other in the same campus in Bombay. They are literally next to each other. So this is where I got my next job. And again, just to reiterate, I was not looking for a job change. I was very happy, and still I got to climb the ladder just by itself. So you have to put the right thoughts out. You have to be very active and diligent and hard, smart worker, and see how things open up for you. So I got poached, something even better than being promoted. I would say another wish fulfilled. All right, because now I was in media, and my entire next wish was, which I told you, was to get the opportunity to have the opportunity of meeting celebrities. Because now I was in my dream company, these are just a few glimpses of the people who I got to meet sheer because of my job, what my role was, and how the life was. So just a few glimpses that I'm trying to show you, basically the glamour part of the job per se. Some people find it inspiring, so I just thought of giving you a glimpse of it. So this is what how the people I would get to meet ever so often because of my job. Identify this gentleman. I It would not be easy because he's smiling in this picture. He's none other than Arnab Goswami. Yes, when I was working with Times, I was working in his team directly. So now you can see a very different avatar of the person you get to usually see on screen. Something unbelievable, by the way, to you, most of people probably. Very opposite to his television personality that you know of. In person, he's an extremely shy and modest guy. I know it's extremely hard to believe, but yes, that is very much true. That's him. Yep. Dia Mirza, I mean, this is something I'm just showing you for the glamour part of it, how the life was. A very inspiring woman there. Former chairman of State Bank of India, Mrs. Arundhati. Imagine. Again, she's literally on my WhatsApp if something that adds value to it. But the reason why I'm showing you all of these pictures is because just to let you know, this was yet another dream fulfilled. Meet this man. He's the ex-chairman and CEO of Pepsi India, and the same gentleman who actually came to Universal Business School during my convocation, and this is the man who awarded me my degree of MBA. So this gentleman has been to UBS when he was the CEO of Pepsi, and see how life turns. Just a few months down the line, I again get to meet the gentleman because as a part of my job at CNBC. And just before clicking this picture, I actually informed him that, sir, you were the one who actually awarded me my degree, and he could actually remember me and his visit to the college too. And this is when we clicked this picture. All right. So this just the glamour part of it, I would say. All right. So this is till now something I have shown you what my so-called work life has been, but as of now you will think that, oh, okay, I was probably engrossed only in work. This is somewhere I want to tell you that work is not the only thing that you have to be focused on. You have to keep honing your skill sets, explore other opportunities and avenues, and This is exactly what I was doing. So although I had a proper typical 9 to 6 kind of a job, or 9 to 5 job in a corporate, the kind of experience I was gaining, all good, hunky dory, of course, but I was still, I knew that I had some other, I would say, ambitions or some other skills that I can actually work on and improve and probably make a mark. Because I was so aggressively networking, see who I so this is something I was doing. I was also anchoring and hosting corporate events. This is not, or rather this was not a part of my job at all. Just like I was doing those CEO interviews back in UBS, because I had a passion for it, I kept exploring opportunities as a freelancer if I would get opportunities to anchor and host events. In my free time, I was also as working as a content writer. This is one of the website where which talks about me. So as on after my post office hours, on my weekends, I used to write content for companies, and they would, using blogs and whatnot, they would post the same. I was also doing some voiceovers because I could speak probably a little. I started giving my voice to a few things. So when you watch TV and the ad comes in, you hear the voice in the background, like something like, just to give you an example, in association with Surf Excel, Daag Achhe Hain, kind of these things. I mean, lame example, but you get the drift, right? So this is something I also started doing. Again, not a part of my job, just freelance activities, just to keep active. Another thing that I started doing was, I was good at writing content. I was, because of my job hunt experience, and I had attended a couple of workshops as well. I was helping many people with their professionally curated resumes and CVs and cover letters. So I turned it into a side freelance business too. And since then, it's been now 5 years now. I also help people. I make their resumes and CVs, and I help them schedule their job interviews. Something additional that I do, again, just to stay busy. I had a skill, so I developed on it. I commercialized on it. I do the same till now. I'm pretty sure you won't know who this gentleman is, but I'm pretty sure what he's known for. Uh, do you know the name De Beers? Probably the only leading diamond brand worldwide. He is the CEO and president of the company De Beers. Imagine, he had come to India and I got the opportunity to meet him. How is this all happening? Don't forget, I was still the same raw fresher, and this is barely 1.5 or maximum 2 years of my work experience life, and this is where I am going. So if unlike most other of your friends and students, when they would get a job, when after their office hours or on weekends they would go out and party, I was going out and attending such networking events. These are those things that make a lot of difference. I would just, I'm pretty sure most of you won't know who this gentleman is. The one on the right. The left is me, of course. Ignore my look. This is another massive, massive dream come true. Again, not as a part of my job. When I met him, do you know who this guy is and who he was at that time? He was the managing director and the head of Google India. Yes, he's Rajan Anandan. I got to meet him. Again, sheer part of my, because of my networking basically. So these are the things that open up for you. And I got the opportunity to visit Google's office that's in Bombay itself. I had that opportunity too. Again, it's happening sheer out of networking. This is, I was a part of a Facebook event. So for full 1 week, I was working for Facebook as one of their project managers for their promotional marketing event. And this is a picture of that time. Again, this is all on my weekends or after my working hours at CNBC or Times. This is not a part of my regular job. All right. Another side thing that I was doing, because I was networking, I got to know of some kind of a freelance opportunity. This is a company, Foundation Sanders. It's in Spain, and they needed some promotional marketing help. I reached out to them. I told them, yes, I can also help in some way or the other, and I contributed to their cause. And see, I got a letter of appreciation from the president and the founder of a company in Spain. Their office, their branch, everything is only in Spain. They do not have any presence in India whatsoever. She just with the power of internet and technology, I reached out to them. I did some freelance work and promotional marketing for them, and this is the appreciation letter I got from the basically from the CEO of a company in Spain. Imagine how much of a great stuff now I can put on my resume. Again, freelance things. Identify him. He is Adi Godrej, a man I'm pretty sure needs no introduction. Yes. Sweet. Beautiful. One of the CEOs and MDs I invited to UBS was this. The CEO and managing director of HBO. The video is there on YouTube. You can actually see this. She came to UBS as well. And now she's literally on my WhatsApp. This is a screenshot of one of my conversation with her I had on WhatsApp, just to let you know. And these are the kind of contacts that you too can build. I am still that same fresher guy. This is still in 2016, I would say. I was still a part of Times back then. So 2014 to 15 was my MBA. This is 2016, and I reached. By the time I had already invited and interviewed her, and this is one of the grab of my WhatsApp chat with her. So how? Okay, this is another wish now that I wanted. Till now, 6 wishes down. I have covered all those 6 wishes. Seventh is I wanted to leave a mark. I wanted to be some kind of a legacy for my alma mater, that's Universal Business School. Somebody, the college reaches out to or tom-toms about, and the next few are just exactly what that. So if you help college, if you promote your college, the college also does so much for you. These are just some of those newsletters and brochures and online posts that the college did talking about me on my journey to UBS. If you actually scroll way down on the Universal Business School's official Facebook page to January 6, 2018, you can actually see all of these posts as well. You help college and college goes the extra mile for you. These are just the proofs and testimonies of the same. Imagine all of these are some of the posts that the college did for me, simply talking about me. These are those posts, simply screenshots of it. So it's not like it's a one-way street, but college literally goes the extra mile for you. All right, another desire. Uh, Till now, UBS had never conducted alumni guest lecture, the kind that we are having right now. Back then in 2017 or 18, till that time, UBS had never had any alumni come to the college and conduct a lecture. And the very first student that they started this, well, was with me. Tarun sir reached out to me and he wanted to give me a session to the newly inducted students, very much like now I'm giving it to you guys. This was my visit, I would say about 2-3 years after I left college. And this is the very first time a pass out of Universal Business School was being invited and was giving so-called an encouraging or an inspiration lecture to the newly students. This is 130-seater room in Universal Business School, which you guys too soon will see. This is this is the moment that after my session with Tarun sir, and this is literally one of the proudest moment of my time being a part of Universal Business School. Those 3 smiling faces that you see, these are those gems of people you will get to meet when you take part, when you attend the college in person too. I hope that be very soon. This is just after my session. The first time ever an alumnus was invited to college to give a session. Still is one of the most cherished and one of the most proudest moment and day of my life till now. One more wish fulfilled then. All right, the next wish. I wanted to be on UBS's Wall of Fame. If I'm pretty sure what you would know what a Wall of Fame is. If when you go to the college, this is what you will see, that Wall of Fame. Do you see my name or face anywhere? Would you say another wish fulfilled? Pretty much. So, due to all the relevant, probably the right efforts, being positive, not giving up, working, doing the extra bit for the college. Mind you, I am now completely out of college. It's 2 years down the line. 2015, my MBA got over. We are in 2017. 2018, I am fully working professional now, and still, when I get the opportunity, I used to still invite CEOs to the college. I would still contribute wherever I could. And I got the entry in Universal Business School's this Hall or Wall of Fame, so to speak. So when you reach the campus, you will see this plastered on the wall too. The next desire or wish was to get this Alumni of the Year award. Till now, Universal Business School had not started giving out this award. And when they finally started, guess who got what? This is another great thing how the college recognizes your efforts, what you get. When they started this, I was actually one of those first students who got, along with many other couple of batchmates of mine too, who too had contributed in their own ways, who too were doing really great for the college and for their life and for the society in general. And I was a part of that first lot of students who actually got this award, Alumni of the Year award. Try to get this, guys. It looks damn good when you decorate it at the mantle in your house. It's so beautiful an award to get. The next wish was, of course, once you pass out, you want the opportunity to still stay connected with your alma mater, run the Alumni Network, be a part of the alumni meet and greet, and know what's still happening. And if you type Universal Business School on Facebook, you will see these two things come up. One is your Universal Business School's official Facebook page, and the other is this Universal Business School All Batches group. This is the group where we try to basically add all the current students as well as the pass out students of UBS. I manage this group along with Tarun sir as well as the previous batches, student heads and presidents. Of course, because we are out, so it's not physically possible for us to exactly keep a track of every single student who's coming, joining, and leaving. So I request you all to please send a request to this group, join. This is the group which has maximum of all of our pass out students as well as the faculty and the staff of the college too. A great platform to stay connected, to seek any guidance and help. Reach out to the Universal Business School All Batches group. That's where we will add. So we are managing it. Tarun sir is also one of the admin and moderator of the group too. So this is also something I am involved now. One of the wish was to be a active part of the alumni, and this is where I am. All right. The foremost and the last desire was to settle abroad. Since I had that visit at UK Cardiff, because I got to see the lifestyle there is, the kind of work life balance people have, how great a life there is. I just wanted to settle abroad. I wanted to work out in other countries, travel, and see what's out there as well. And I just kept working, trying to find ways, kept applying to companies, and well, see what happens. This is again a post from my Facebook. You can see the timestamp, 4th November 2018. This was that moment, uh, probably a little to exaggerate, but how probably Neil Armstrong would have felt when when he had that first step on the moon. I felt the same when I kept my first foot on Canadian soil. This is that first moment when I was stepping on Canadian soil, and since then it's been almost 1.5 years now. Since then I have been in Canada. I am working here. Where am I working now? Do you identify any of these channels? Have a look. Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, Teletoon, History, Discovery. The company that owns all of these TV channels is where I am working now, and the company is this, Chorus. It's in the heart of Toronto, Canada, literally by the great ocean that's there. This is exactly how my office lounges. This is the live snapshot of it. This is what my office looks like. I always had this dream of being a part of such kind of a setup, where you get to work in this kind of an environment. So just a snapshot of where I'm working right now. I would say another Great desire or a wish fulfilled? Yes, this is one of the posts that I again added on my Facebook when I got the opportunity to again enter my dream field, my dream industry, and start contributing. These are some of the people I get to meet or have met since I've been in Canada. He's the chief of Peel Police, basically the entire head of the police force in Canada. Huh. He's the IBA middleweight boxing champion. So, Deep, please Google about him. You will see it's all here now in Canada. Oh, yes, the newly appointed India's Consul General. She works from Toronto, of course. This was last year. I got the opportunity to meet her as well. Just a few glimpses of how probably I'm still on a similar path and the kind of career life that I wanted. Basically, that's where I am. Okay, if you thought it was all about work, that Manik is just a workaholic, he does nothing else. Just to show you, I am not talking just by talking. I try to lead by example here. And as you saw during my stint at all my time in India, I was doing additional, things that I were passionate about, exploring my other skill sets. This is something that I still continue here in Canada as well. So I am a part of this music group, music known by the name of Music Mantra Entertainment, and I am their official anchor. Again, this is something that I do after my office hours and on my weekend. And a great thing about this is you guys can actually be a part of this. My last episode for this is tomorrow. This episode will actually go live tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. in India. So just tune in to Music Mantra Entertainment on Facebook, and you can actually see me anchoring this show. We are doing a Chitrahar 7 episode series, and we have come to the end of the finale episode. That's episode 7, Nach Baliye, and you can actually see this too. Why am I showing this to you? Not to only promote my show, of course, but also to let you know that I it is not only just the job that's a part of your life. You still have to go after other things that you are passionate about, that are your dreams and aspirations. It's not always that your job will be what you have always desired it to be and what are you good at. You will always have more skills and ambitions and aspirations. Never give up on them. If I can take care of so many additional side gigs and activities and freelance activities, so can you too. We all have 24 hours in a day. And if you thought it's only work and work, this is just a little glimpse of the fun side of me. I will, of course, not share way too many more pictures from this life, but this is just to give you an idea that Manik is not all about work, but there is a fun side to that as well. I do get to recharge myself, to recuperate, go out and have fun and party too. It's all a part. It's all about time management and priorities. So, what do we learn from all of this? I will now you will say, okay, Manik is probably one of those who just wants to stay busy or achieve something or the other. You might think that maybe you are not like that. And if you want to become like that, how do you go about it? I will just share a couple of things that took me through the entire journey, that always kept me encouraged and inspired and ensure that I was a go-getter. Some of the things which are extremely inspiring and what I always turned to when I felt down, when I was probably not up to my best spirits, when I had a really bad boss in office, when I had bad times going on. You always need some kind of an inspiration, and I will share exactly the things that always kept me going. Yes, have a look at this. I don't know if you can read the top line. It says, it doesn't matter how many resources you have. If you don't know how to use them, it will never be enough. Why I bring this out right now here is because when, as a part of UBS, you will have a lot of resources and opportunities. UBS is extremely active in giving you a lot for your buck. It's up to you how you make the most of it. UBS had the opportunity of inviting CEOs. Not all the students went for it. I did. And now you know how I churned out a dream career job out of that one simple opportunity the UBS gave it to me. So it's strictly up to you how you make the most of the opportunities and the resources that come in your life. You can never blame others that you didn't have this or you didn't have that. You always have resources, up to you how you use them. Child asked God, if everything is already written in destiny, then why should I wish? God smiled and said, maybe on some pages I have written as you wish. Whether you believe in any higher power or not, just keep this in mind, that whatever positive thoughts you give out in the world, some, if not all of it, comes back to you. So please stay away from the naysayers, stay away from negative people, anybody who lets you down. Stay focused on what you want and just keep wishing for it, living it, and very soon you will never know when those wishes get fulfilled. The ones who say you can't and you won't are probably the ones scared that you will. Remember this. These are again the people who are the naysayers, who will try to let you down, bring you down, who will try to discourage you. If you have a desire, if you have something that you want to achieve, simply go for it, period. Nothing else should stop you. Please, please stay focused. You will eventually reach where you want to. If you're irritated by every rub, how will you be polished? I actually had all of these plastered on my office wall, office desk basically. When as you start and go out in the corporate world, not always you will have the best of the bosses, not always you will have the best of the colleagues. You will face a lot of negative energy in office. But you always have to remember that it's only when the coal is polished that it becomes a diamond. So if you start getting irritated by every other problem in your life, how will you be a polished person? How will you reach where you want to be? Every time somebody or some moment or a circumstance, tries to bring you down, it irritates you, frustrates you, take it up as a challenge, take it up as yet another pedestal and opportunity. If you cross that hurdle, you will be in a much better position. Someone once told me not to bite off more than I can chew. I told them I would rather choke on greatness than nibble on mediocrity. Why this? This is because, remember, I started my presentation. I told you that I wanted to be a part of ELC, those CEO interviews thing. And Tarun sir, for some reason, asked me that, contrary to the normal way where management invites CEOs and you interview them, this time I want you to invite an interview. For a pure raw fresher, anybody would think, how can just a fresher student invite the CEOs? Had I not accepted that opportunity, do you think I would have been able to invite those 12 or 15 big shot CEOs to the college? Because of those interviews I was able to crack. Because Rahul, am I audible?
Yes, Manik.
All right. Yeah. Because of those interviews that I took at UBS, it was one of the prime reason why I got selected in my dream companies at Times or CNBC. Otherwise, I was not an experienced person. I had nothing. So it is these small moments, these small opportunities that carve your life out. Had I also thought at that time, no, Tarun sir is giving me way too much of a big responsibility and opportunity. This is not something I can do. I did not join MBA to do this. I just want to study and get some decent job to start with. Then I would not have basically achieved wherever I am. Call it successful or not, that is, of course, up to you to decide. But this is something that should stick with you throughout. So always accept another great opportunity that comes your way. If anybody, your professor, your colleague, your boss, your friend, or random stranger, if you come across any great opportunity online, if you think there is even a remote chance that you probably can do, take up that opportunity. If you think you just cannot do it, still take it up. I'm sure most of you would know that adage by uh, Richard Branson, the owner of the Virgin Airlines and so many other things. He had once said that, he never says no to any opportunity. If there is something that he knows he cannot do, just accept the opportunity and then learn how to do it. Follow this. I also knew I could not do it what Tarun sir was asking me to do, and yet I took it up as a challenge, and the rest is history. So please, please go for this. It's way better to choke on that greatness than just stay and live a very mundane life, be in a mediocre situation. something that I completely live by, something that has defined my life forever. Magic happens when you do not give up, even though you want to. The universe always falls in love with a stubborn heart. Something I said earlier too. Please give out that positive energy and thought out in the universe. Stay positive. If just keep believing in yourself and in your dream, whatever you want to achieve, if it's as small a thing as getting a seat in the next local train or a bus that you have just climbed to, or getting bagging your most desired job, just imagine that you have achieved it, that you're living that life. Keep believing in that aim while working towards it. You will be amazed to know how soon things start happening for you. Simply believe, put out the right positive thought. This is the only thing that has always worked for me too and still does.
Okay, thank you. So, thanks a lot, Manik. For you,
Yeah.
I stand up from my chair and got something after going through your entire presentation. I don't know you have
Mhm.
gone through it or not ever. So this is Japanese way of life, ikigi. And if student can also see the circle, this is exactly you are living your life. So this book is tell what you are good at, what you love, what the world needs, and what you
Mhm.
can be for. So basically, you have tick mark all these circles of Japanese way of life. So thanks a lot for getting the time interacting with our cohort. I'm
Mhm.
sure they will get a lot of confidence after seeing the alums like you, and
Yeah.
maybe you have a lot of goals, and they will start making their goal list before coming to the UBS on campus. So thanks again, and for your time. Thank you, student, for your valuable time listening to the Manik. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank
Bye
you for
bye.
the opportunity, Rahul, too. Look forward to connecting with you guys. Good day.